Hey guys, welcome back to the next AFL Dynasty channel. Today I'll be doing my tipping video for round 2, my predictions for the round. So let's get straight into the video. So not too bad round. I had 5 out of 9, which isn't great, but I was in the top 30%, which isn't bad. I'm ranked 8,216 overall. I got 5 tips correct. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So, round 1, the first game of the season, Collingwood taking on Carlton. Pretty simple one there. Obviously, got that one right. Collingwood getting the job done quite comfortably. Carlton did not show up in this game. I mean, they weren't bad in the first quarter. But, yeah, their use to take on the game a little bit more looked good. Carlton early, but they just couldn't quite break through, and yeah, it's pretty simple for the Pies. Got that one correct. And Adelaide-Melbourne was a good game to watch, but Melbourne actually prevailed. I did tip Adelaide, just because they were the grand finalists last year, but obviously Melbourne did win that. I've got good opinion about Melbourne. They look good at the moment. They currently sit 6th on the ladder after the round. But yeah, go check out my predictions for the entire season. And yeah, we'll basically see how well I think they'll do. And North Melbourne Gold Coast, this was a pretty simple one really to get right. North Melbourne are a very good side this year in my opinion. Their forward line looks very good. I don't know why, again, check out my predictions for the season. Don't know why I said Emma Carney to win the Coleman medal. Because she's a defender, so I really wish I could change that, but I can't now. West Coast taking on Port Adelaide, down in Tasmania. Bit of a weird game, this one, but again, West Coast in an upset. I wasn't expecting that. West Coast to get the job done. They look a little bit better than what I originally thought they would be, the Eagles, and next we have Sydney and St Kilda. Yeah, what a win it was by the Saints. They demolished the Swans in the end. They were definitely the better side. And yeah, you just couldn't really see much taken out of it for the Swans. They didn't look very good, to be honest. And this one was a bit of a damn giveaway, really. The Bombers quite clearly were going to win that game. They were favourites. And I tipped Hawthorn stupidly. And yeah, that's probably the stupidest tip. But yeah, the Bombers were very good in this game. Bonnie Toogood did look very good, and all their recruits showed exactly what you'd think, and it's basically exactly what you'd expect from the Bombers. And then all the Sunday games were pretty easy to tip. I got all 3 of them right. Western Bulldogs in a close game against the Giants. Their forwards looked very good. They combined for some big goals, and yeah, they got the job done. And Brisbane with a huge win over the Dockers. I was not expecting them to win by that much. I mean, I knew Brisbane were going to be good this season, but not that good. Jeez, that is a big win. I'm starting to change my opinion on them. And then I tipped Geelong in a bit of an upset here against Richmond, and it actually happened. Well done to Georgie Prasparkas, just winning that game in an absolute thriller. Well done to them. So yeah, as I said, I got 5 out of 9. Not bad. Let's go into my predictions for this week. So the big game, of course, Melbourne and Sydney at 5 PM. Going to be at the MCG as well. Going to be a good game, I reckon. Melbourne are 100% favourites. Jeez, shows you how much people believe in Melbourne this season. But North Melbourne are a good side, and in my opinion, these are going to be the teams that are going to be in the grand final. These 2 teams right here. So we'll get a little bit of an early prediction. But Melbourne, they did beat Adelaide last week, so I'll just have to tip them here by 20 points. I reckon they'll get the job done. And next we got Richmond and Adelaide. Richmond were, well, heartbroken in that game against Geelong. Very sad. But they are predicted to do very well this season, Richmond. So they've got a bit of an expectation to follow, and you'd think there'd be a challenge here against the Crows at least. But yeah, I think the Crows should probably win this game. Not by a lot though, probably by a couple of kicks. Next, we got Port Adelaide versus Western Bulldogs. Port Adelaide still searching for their first ever win. Yeah, they still haven't won a game. They were probably favourites against West Coast, and now they may actually do pretty poorly if they lose to West Coast, who were my tip to come last, but they probably won't come last now. And the Western Bulldogs, well, we all know how good the Western Bulldogs forwards can be, and they just put on a clinic against the Giants' defence and really stretched them. And in this game, I reckon they'll stretch Port Adelaide's defence and get the win. And next we got Fremantle versus Geelong. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win this. Like, I generally don't have a clue. Like, it's going to be such an interesting game. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about Fremantle yet. Not too certain about them this season. After their disgusting performance against Brisbane and Geelong. Well, it was a hard and gritty fought win, but they did eventually prevail against the Tigers. This is a really, really tough one, but I've gone Fremantle just because of the home ground advantage by a thriller. And next we have Essendon taking on Carlton at ETU Stadium. I'm not a big fan of the Bombers this season, but that's just my opinion. They've got a lot of recruits. I reckon they'll challenge here, but I reckon Carlton's taking on the game will get them up here, and I reckon Carlton will win this game quite comfortably. And next we have Collingwood versus Sydney. At the start of the week, I was thinking this one might be a bit close, but after Sydney's performance against St Kilda, who are, in my opinion, to be a bottom four side, that it was just an absolute shocking performance. I'm not too sure about the Swans this season anymore, so that's why I've tipped Collingwood, and I've tipped them quite comfortably by like around a 30-36 point win. Next we have GWS taking on the Lions. This one is certainly going to be an interesting one. At Manuka, Brisbane, they were absolutely amazing against the Dockers. And GWS, they weren't bad against the Dogs. Could be an interesting game, but I'm going to tip Brisbane. And I'm going to tip them comfortably by around the 4-5 goal mark. And then this one, in my opinion, could be game of the round. Hawthorn taking on the Saints. I'm not really too sure about this one. Could be a close one. Hawthorn, they looked okay against the Bombers. They looked a lot better than I thought they'd be, to be honest. And St Kilda, of course, they had that amazing win over the Swans. They were very, very good. And just because of last week and what I saw, I reckon I'm going to tip the Saints just in a thriller to be game of the round. And then last but not least, we have Gold Coast taking on West Coast at Metricon Stadium. I can't believe it's 100% to 0 in this, because Gold Coast looked absolutely shocking against North Melbourne last week. And West Coast, well, yeah, I'm not too sure about West Coast there. They weren't expected to do very well, but they got that win over Port Adelaide. May change anything. But I reckon Gold Coast would just win this game. But I reckon West Coast may have the lead for this game. Might be decently close. In terms of all the percentages, the only upset I've really gone for is St Kilda and Freo. I don't think Freo is much of an upset, though. But yeah, that's my tips for the round. I think they're pretty good. Let's go check my tipping comp overall. Yeah, as I said, like I don't know how I'm going to do with AFLW, but once the first 2-3 rounds are over, we should get quite a good idea of which teams are going to be good and bad. So this is the tipping competition. So far, we've only got the 3. We got myself. I'm currently in second. I'm not doing too bad. I've got the win over Carlton. But yeah, not too good. I don't know who this is, but he's got 8. He did very, very well. And yeah, he was 18 points off with the margin, which doesn't really matter. But yeah, he tipped North West Coast, St Kilda, Essendon. No, he didn't tip Essendon. He tipped Hawthorn, Western Bulldogs, Brisbane, and Geelong. And then of course you got the Geelong rep. Shout out to him. He's coming in 3rd place currently at the moment. And yeah, he's done exactly what I did. But me just winning because of the margin. But yeah, that's my competition so far. If you haven't joined, make sure you join if you want to, because the top 3 will get a shout out on my channel in a special video. But yeah, that's my predictions for round 2. Stay tuned for my predictions for round 3.